Brilliance Audio presents Slavery and Islam by Jonathan A.C. Brown. Performed by Christopher Lane. Auda. The Arabs, what tribe is that? Lawrence. They're a tribe of slaves. They serve the Turks. Auda. Well, they are nothing to me. Lawrence of Arabia, 1962. So goes the fictionalized conversation between the historical figures T.E. Lawrence and Auda Abu Tai, the great Arab chieftain. A similar cinematic pronouncement was made nearly 40 years later, when the protagonist of the science fiction classic The Matrix, 1999, learns that humans are living in a computer-generated virtual reality, while their bodies generate power for machines. You are a slave, our hero is told. Like everyone else, born into bondage. These films raise an intriguing question. Can one be a slave and not know it? Or, better put, is slavery in the eye of the beholder? Ben-Hur, 1959, another blockbuster, had similarly touched on the nature of slavery. The young master, Judah Ben-Hur, welcomes home his family's skilled old slave, Simonides. "My life belongs to the house of Hur," Simonides coos sincerely before asking his master's permission for his daughter to marry. "She, too, was Judah's property," Simonides reminds him, "born the daughter of your slave." "When I inherited you," Judah rejoins, "I inherited a friend, not a slave." The question here is more controversial. Can one be a slave and be happy about it? In 1917, around the same time that Lawrence's admittedly absurd exchange with Auda would have taken place, the Ottoman wartime government issued a new family law. It introduced restrictions on marriage age that were unprecedented in Islamic law. A particularly outspoken and conservative Muslim jurist named Sadreddin Effendi, died 1931, wrote a livid response. "Muslims should know," he wrote, "that this law would deprive them of their God-given rights under the Sharia and make them slaves, kolaler, of the state." This was an ironic complaint. Through the late 1800s, the upper administration of the Ottoman Empire had been in the hands of a bureaucratic class who were actually called slaves, kular. But these slave bureaucrats were slaves in name only. Their title was merely a vestige of earlier times, when the master-slave relationship had been how the Ottoman rulers expressed and maintained loyalty and sovereignty. In fact, earlier Ottoman political writings had often used the phrase kul, slave, to convey what European authors after the 16th century expressed as citizen or subject. The Ottoman Empire was not alone in relying on the idiom of slavery. The soldiers and administrators of China's Manchu Qing dynasty, 1644 to 1912, were also technically slaves, aha, of the dynasty, and proudly referred to themselves as such. By the later Qing period, the title of slave was applied to anyone of Manchu descent in imperial China. But neither Ottoman subjects nor King Manchus lived in any servile condition. Here we face a third thorny question about slavery. What makes one a slave? Is it a label or a reflection of one's actual conditions? Writing at the twilight of the Victorian era, of the Ottoman and the Qing empires alike, an Irish polymath, John Kells Ingram, died 1907, complained that careless or rhetorical writers used the words slave and slavery in a very lax way. Tacking this complaint to the end of his influential 1895 History of Slavery, Ingram did not have in mind Ottoman or Manchu lexical laxity. He was objecting to activists in Britain who were railing against the subjection of women by equating it to slavery or protesting over workers toiling as wage slaves. This was preposterous, he scoffed. Neither wives nor workers were subjected to serious mistreatment.